All right, what's going on, legends? So I'm going to do a commentary of a video that I saw earlier today about a TikTok influencer, a woman, telling other women not to get married, who's now married. I'll play this first and then I'll offer some insights and solutions afterwards because I think it's really important. Now, what I want you to look at here is the background that she's in. It looks like a pretty small room. She's using it as the narrative around slavery, and she's using like an old argument to reinforce her point now.
Hot take, and you're either going to be ready to hear this or you're not going to be. Women historically have been slaves. I understand there's different forms of slavery, but women, in the true definition of the word, have been enslaved. Marriage was the act of making women property. Marriage was the way of exchanging women as property. Marriage was the property transfer of a woman between her father and her husband. Regardless of how you feel about it, that's the fact. That was the origination, the original purpose of marriage as a construct. The reason why you see divorce rates rise is because women finally have agency over whether or not we stay in these marriages. The reason why you're seeing marriage rates and birth rates decline is because for the first time in human history, women have had more agency than we've ever had.
There's an element that is accurate around that, women having more agency and declining birth rates due to women chasing career, money. All of the typical masculine traits actually is what women are now doing in the workforce. But there is a snapback that has been coming as a result of this. And that snapback is now women getting into their 40s, realizing the devastating effects of actually chasing this so-called agency. And it's important to understand because it breaks society apart. And look at the way that society is at the moment. Society is the worst it's ever been. I'm in my 40s. And it's hands down the worst it's ever been. And we're going extinct because of this style of narrative. You got to be careful again because women will lead each other to hell. They will make their friends lead not bad relationships, good relationships. They'll give bad advice. If a woman has something that another woman has that they want, they'll try to make sure that they can't have it anymore. Let's keep watching this.
Whether or not we get married in the first place and whether or not we decide to have children.
A few moments later.
Yes, I am engaged.
So now she's engaged, right? So this is the awkward lull as she started. Check the bathroom out that she's, I don't know if it's a bathroom or a walk-in wardrobe. Check the background out on it, right? Like this is a major upgrade. I would say, you know, the dude that's going to marry this woman he's in for it. He's going to get fleeced by this woman. Because she went from like a shitty little one-bedroom apartment style setup to hanging racks, a chandelier. You know, if that's a bathroom, that's high end. I don't know. It could be a hotel, but either way, it's a major upgrade. But now she's engaged. So she's gone against her own advice. And it even said just above, which you can see, lady gets dragged online after announcing her engagement because her content keeps telling women that they should not get married. Now people are attacking her saying that they cancelled their engagement because of her and asking why she's suddenly getting married. Can you imagine being a woman and cancelling your engagement because of what this woman said? This is why I'm telling you, like, women will lead other women to hell and they won't care. The body positivity movement where they're saying, oh, it's healthy, it's fabulous, you look like a goddess, all to keep another woman unhealthy. And this woman telling other women not to get married and you cancelling your engagement, it's astounding to me. Like, you're a fucking idiot if you listen to someone like this on the internet saying don't get married because you're a slave. This implants the idea in a woman's mind that goes against their biology, right? Like, women are built for survival. Their biology requires survival. So they seek the strongest and the best men to provide that for them, which is okay. That's hypergamy. That's provisional. And she's saying, don't get married, and then she goes and gets married. Like, man, if you cancelled your engagement, like, you kind of deserve it, in my opinion, because this woman would have convinced you to do that. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, where women will often lead other women to hell. Not all women, but this is where, and I've said this as well, I don't remember who I originally heard say it, but the weapon of mass destruction in our society is the feminine psyche. They're a hive mind. They operate more in a hive mind. It's very difficult for them to critically think. They will listen to people like this. Think about that. Let's keep watching.
Yes, I am the same person who made several videos
saying that I never had any plans to get married. I did not want to get married, and I did not agree with the institution of marriage.
But now she's getting married. I wonder what happened. So this is where biology will override ideology every day of the week. Culture does inform relationships, but biology builds it, right? It all comes from biology at the lowest level. So now she's clearly got a wealthy dude because she's sitting in a place like that. And it would have had to be someone that was pretty high level to make her change this kind of attitude that she has. She's got to have father issues, man, if this is the case.
The gag is, I still don't agree with the institution.
The gag is, I still don't agree with the institution of marriage. This guy that she's getting married to, I hope I find out who he is. I'll message him personally and say, get out.
Marriage. But in those videos, I made caveats. Under certain circumstances, like if you plan on having children, if you plan on living together, if you plan on buying property together, those are the situations where marriage does make sense.
When else would you get married? Like that's... When else would you get married to someone if you weren't going to live together, have children together, buy property, whatever, all the things that come with marriage? So she's either full of shit. She's now backtracking on her original statement. So she just has a double standard, right? It's saying, yeah, don't get married, women with property. Unless you're going to do all the things that typically come with the institution of marriage, don't get married. So what, you're supposed to live in separate countries, not have children, not live together, what, and then get married? That's fucking stupid.
I don't think you should feel like getting marriage is a milestone that you must make in your life to feel like an accomplished person. I don't think it's an accomplishment. I don't think as women you should feel pressured to get married, because when women are pressured...
Got the bird hands right there. We're seeing this with women these days when they talk about anything. If they got the bird hands, that's a red flag.
...or to get married, they end up in bad situations. I am in a good situation, and I cannot tell you all of the details of the situation I'm in because now the situation I'm in involves another person. So I have to maintain privacy around my relationship, and I will be even more stringent about that going forward.
So you look at it and you know, respectfully, her privacy is probably a good thing because she'll want to protect the guy, which I think that's actually a pretty good thing. But this is why you have to be really cautious. And the solutions I would say to this is don't take advice from online people unless they're living the way that you want to live. Okay, she's never been married, this woman. She said don't get married. And she said she left caveats in that. I didn't see them in that. She just said please don't get married. You know, there is an all-out war on the family in society at the moment. And family is the cornerstone of a strong society. Because men have something to live for and they have something to die for when they have children. And women like this, think about the moral implication of a woman like this. She's destroyed marriages. Can you imagine if you were the man and you were getting married to a woman and she said, I saw this on TikTok and I can't do this with you anymore because this fucking idiot was saying this stuff, and then to go and then get married herself and get engaged. It's insane, man. It's insane. So what are the solutions here? Okay, you need to see if marriage is for you first and foremost. I'm married. I believe that it is the cornerstone of a strong relationship and a commitment. If you're worried about, as a man, if you're worried about your assets or whatever, get her to sign a prenup. That'll show her up pretty quick. She'll figure it out pretty quick. You'll figure it out pretty quick. You know, get a legal intervention, not enforcement, as to what will be yours and what will be hers. And if she's the mother of your kids, man, you should look after her. On some level, you should. If you're going to have kids with a woman, if you're going to have children with a woman, you have a responsibility, and you should live up to that responsibility and that commitment. You need to also take advice from people that are doing the thing that you are considering doing. Don't take advice from people that are doing the opposite to what you're doing and then go and cancel your wedding because you listen to someone like this. This is just bad advice. It's reckless, it's careless, and it's a woman going off her emotions. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. Do you think this woman should get smashed for this? Do you think she deserves it? I do. I absolutely do. Let me know if something like this, or you know anyone that's listened to this before as well, or taken advice from someone on TikTok telling you not to get married and cancelling their engagement or their wedding or getting divorced. This is why men, you have to be mindful of the women that your woman is hanging around too, because no one will ruin your relationship faster than her friends group. That's not all friends groups, by the way, as well, and it's not all women. It's a caveat. But just be mindful and be discerning around that. All right, legends. I'll catch you in the next one.